students, will go to the 6th lab program. Create XHTML form with name, address line 1, address line 2 and email text fields. So you need to enter the name, address line 1, address line 2 and email ID. On submitting, store the values in MySQL table. So here again we are making use of a database and a table. Okay. Retrieve and display the data based on name. So you're entering all this information and you're giving a name. So when you're giving a name, the details related to that particular name should be displayed. That is your program. Okay. So first we'll go to the HTML part here. So here we have heading as insert information and we have the action part here. So under the action we have written lab6 insert.php. So whatever data you have entered in this form will be forwarded or will be sent to this particular script, that is lab6 insert.php. And again here method we have not given anything. So when you have not given any method, by default it will consider get method. Okay. So here we have a text field for name, text field for address line 1, address line 2, email ID. So you can see for name you are given the name, and for address line 1 you are given the name as ADDR1, address line 2 ADDR2, and email you have given the name as email. Okay. Other than that you have the submit and the reset button with the values insert and reset. So we'll just see what and all we are speaking about here. So you can see here insert information. So that is a heading what we have written. Then we have the form action. So currently this particular this lab6.html. Okay. So whatever data you are entering here, that should be forwarded to or sent to lab6 insert.php. Okay. So you have name, a text field, address line 1, address line 2, email ID. Other than that you have submit button with the value insert and you have a reset button with the value reset. Okay. So this is about your form. So we said here again, here we require the database. Okay. So currently we'll just check the database. So about the database, as we said in the previous video, you have to give localhost/php admin. Okay. So when you give like that, this particular information will be displayed. So currently for this program we are using a database whose name is STU. Okay. And we are using a table. So under STU you have a table called as info. So what we will do, I'll just show you. So this table, I've already created this table and the database. I'll just show you how you can delete this. Okay. And after that we'll create a new one. So you can click on info. Okay. So when you click on info, you can see these are the data what I have entered previously. Okay. So all these are visible. So I want to delete all this. Okay. So either you can go for now in this case simply I can give delete. Okay. So what are the information there? So I can give delete where name is Jeff Gary. So I can go like that. I can delete like that. Okay. So I'll click on this. I'll select delete. Delete where name is equal to, I'll give Jeff. So when I give like this and I'll click on go, so you can see now, I'll just show you the entry. So now in info, previously you had Jeff here, so that is removed now. Similarly now Gary, I can remove this also. So I can go to edit, I can give delete where name is equal to, within double quotes I'll write Gary. Okay, then I'll click on go. So that particular row will be deleted. Okay, this is how you can delete. Other than this is one way. Okay, so how you're deleting? Through your query. Okay, you can write the query. Other than this, instead of that, you can also go to the database. Okay, so database name is STU. You can go there. So within that database, how many tables are there? All those tables will be displayed. Now currently in my database STU, I have only one table info. So if I want to delete that table, I can simply select this and I can click on drop. So what happens? That particular table will be dropped. Similarly, if I want to delete a database, I can go to new here. When I click on new, all the database which is already there will be displayed. Okay, I can just select the database which I want to delete. Now I want to delete this particular database STU. So select that and click on drop. So this is how you can delete. Okay, if you don't want all this, you can go to SQL query. You can click on this and you can write the query. So whichever you find easy, you can go for that. Okay, so now we'll come back to the program here. So according to the program, this particular program requires a database and a table. So currently I have removed that table, so we need to create the database and table. Okay, so this HTML part is done. So now we'll just try. So lab6.html. So I will enter some data. I'll give insert. So you can see here what is the error here. Unknown database STU in lab6 insert.php in line number 12 and cannot connect. So why you're getting this error? Because in lab6 insert.php in line number 12, you are trying to connect to the database. You are trying to connect to the database STU, but we have not yet created that database. So for that purpose, you're going to get an error. Okay, so we will see that about the database. So we'll come to lab6 insert.php. So under this insert, what we are doing? So you can see here in the previous form, we have entered name, address, line 1, address line 2 and email ID. So whatever data you have entered in that form, that should be sent to where? lab6 insert.php. So we are checking what is there in lab6 insert.php. So we'll come here. So in this particular script, what you're doing, whatever data you have entered in the form, that is retrieved. So here we are using the super global array called as request here. So this saves value, whatever is being passed by get or post or some cookies also. So in the previous that is your HTML, here you are not given any method. So by default it is get. So whatever value is sent through the get method is received here. Okay, under this request array. So this is a super global array. So when you say super global array, what is the meaning of that? This saves the value which can be used by the user in any scope in other parts of the website. Okay, so when you say global, it can be used in other parts. Okay, so that is about your request array. So what does this request array do? It is going to get the information what you have entered through the form. So it will be stored in the variable name, addr1, addr2 and email. So this part is only for to get the values. Okay, next what you're trying to do. Now you're trying to connect. So you have already got the data what is entered in the form. So now we are trying to connect to the database. Okay, so for that purpose you're using the function mysqli connect. So what are the parameters you have to give? So localhost is nothing but the host. Now in our case, the server what we are using is localhost. Okay, and root is nothing but the username. So for localhost, the default username is root, and then you have password which is an optional one, so not given any password. Then you have the database, name of the database which we are going to use. So the name of the database what we are going to use is STU. So what we have to do now, we have to create a database. So we'll go to localhost php myadmin. Now what you have to do, we have to create a database. So what is the name of the database? STU. Okay, so now what happened? Database has been created. Okay, so your database has been created with the name STU. So that part is done. Now we'll come. Now we have to execute a query. What is that query? Insert into info. So now what you have to do? Database is created. Now you have to create the table. What is the name of the table? Info. So we'll create the table whose name is info. And how many fields it should have? It should have name, addr1, addr2 and email. So we'll create 4 columns. What are the four columns? It is name, then you have ADDR1, then you have ADDR2, then you have email. Okay. For name you have the data type is varchar. For address also it is varchar. For address 2 also it is varchar. Even for email it is varchar. Okay, and length anything you can specify, some 50, 100, it's up to you. Okay, so all these are done now. So let's save it. So now what happened? Your table has been created. Okay, with the columns name, ADDR1, 2 and email. So your database part is done now. Now what is our job is, just we have to insert the values. What values? Whatever you have taken from the user. Okay. So this dollar link is nothing but the variable that is for the connection variable what you have used. Okay. So database connection resource variable, that is your dollar link. So connecting to that database, that is STU. So you're using that variable here. And what is the query you want to execute? Insert into the table named info. What you want to insert? Values related to what? Name, address 1, address 2 and email. Okay. If this is successful, my SQLi query is going to return a true value. So if my SQLi within the bracket you have written this means if this is returning a true value. If this is returning a true value, then you're going to get a message as it is data is inserted successfully. Okay. So that is for successful insertion. So we'll just see here. So we'll come back. I'll just show you. Okay. Now we will insert the data. So what happened? Data inserted successfully. Okay. Now the next part. What is the next part? Now we want to search. So for that you have written a heading here. So here your PHP part is closed here. Next you are search, that is searching purpose. So for that purpose you have written a heading called as search info and form action. So whatever value you are entering here, so I am writing, okay, so whatever value you are entering here, that should be sent to where? That should be sent to lab6search.php. And the method you have used, you have not mentioned anything, so by default it is get. So when you say get, what happens? Whatever data you have entered will be visible in the URL. Okay. And you are writing a text field wherein you have to enter the name. Okay. Then you have the button here, that is submit as well as reset. Okay. So for submit you have a value as search, for reset you have the value as reset. So closing your HTML part here. So with this we'll see what happens. So search. So when you give search, what happens? You can see here we are going to another script, that is lab6search.php. And you can see here after question mark name is equal to. So whatever data you have entered, that is visible here in the URL because you have used, that is by default it is taking the method, that is get. Okay. So now we'll see what happens in lab6 search. Okay. So when are we coming to lab6 search? When you are entering the name and when you click on the search button, you are redirected to lab6search.php. So again here you have a heading as search result. This is your heading. Okay. Then we will be using a table. We have set a table border and the heading for the table is name, address line 1, address line 2 and email ID. Then we are coming to the PHP part here. So request name. So what is the meaning of that? In the previous, that is in lab6 insert.php, you are entering the name. So whatever name you have entered, that is received here. Okay. So this is a global array which is that is a super global array which is going to get the data and store in this variable $name. Okay. Again you have to connect to the database. Why you have to connect to the database? Because you want to search in the database. Okay. So what is the database we are going to use? That is STU, the same database what you have used in the previous script. Okay. So where you have inserted in that particular database only you have to search. So you can write the same code, whatever you are written here, the same thing is here. Okay. So if you're not able to connect, then you're going to get a message as cannot connect. Okay. Then you are executing a query. So for that purpose, you're using the function MySQLi query, and you're using the connection variable here, resource variable here. What is that connection resource variable? $link. Okay. Then what is a query? So select star from info. So you are searching in the table whose name is info. Based on what you're searching? Based on the name. How should be the name? The name should be similar to. So the name should be similar to what? What name you have entered here. So in dollar name, what you have, the data dollar name, what you have entered, the same name. Okay. So you're going to select the row which is having the same name. Okay. So here what is happening? MySQLi fetch row. So it is using which parameter? The result set. So your select star from info is going to give you some rows. Okay. Wherein you have the same name. So that is stored in this variable result, or your result set you can say. So you are going to fetch the rows from this result set and you're going to display. Okay. So for that purpose here you use the while loop, because we don't know how many rows are there. It can happen that 5-6 rows with same name might be there. Okay. Because you're only using the name. So it can happen that 5 people are having the same name. So for that purpose you're using the while loop. So how many number of matching rows are there? All those should be displayed. Okay. So while what are the details? So you have to display the name, then array 1 you have the address 1, array 2 you have the address 2, array 3 you have the email ID. This is for first name. Similarly again go to while. If you have any other row, this MySQL is going to return a true value, means some other rows are there. Then again fetch the next row. Like this it repeats until you have displayed all the rows. Okay. So this is your lab 6. So in my case I have only one name. Okay. If I want we can enter okay something like this. I'll enter the email ID, some okay, insert. Now I give search. You can see here I have 2 entries with the same name. So both the rows are displayed. Okay. So this is your 6th lab program. I hope you have understood. If you have any queries, you can kindly ask. Thank you.